Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm Ben Eagle and thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is my top 13 things you should know about Final Fantasy 15. So Final Fantasy 15 has been in development for such a long time, I felt that it was necessary to make a video regarding changes and additions that have been put into the game. Just a reminder, if you guys found this video informative, please leave a like and subscribe for more Final Fantasy 15 news and content. Without further ado, let's get started. The very first thing you should definitely know is the release date of the game. Final Fantasy 15 is scheduled to release on September 30th, 2016 worldwide. So if you have the money and already plan to buy it, I highly recommend pre-ordering the game as it comes with some pretty cool bonus stuff. The development of Final Fantasy 15 has had a long and rough journey. The game was first announced in 2006 and was originally called Final Fantasy Versus 13. In addition to the announcement, the game was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive. However, progress was very slow, and actually, rumors started circulating that the game was dropped since there was no news of the game for years. This all changed when it was announced in 2012 that the game was still being developed, but will be rebranded to the game we now know as Final Fantasy 15, and will be on the PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One. The world of Final Fantasy 15 takes place in a world called Eos, which can be compared to modern-day Earth. In the world of Eos, the Kingdom of Lucius and the Niflheim Empire agreed to a peace treaty that would end the fighting over crystals. Crystals in Final Fantasy 15 are a source of political and magical power, but due to the fighting, only the Kingdom of Lucius have a crystal. In the beginning of the game, a peace treaty is made, and Noctis, the protagonist and heir to the Lucian throne, is to wed Luna Freya Nox Fleuret as part of the agreement for the treaty. However, on the same day he leaves for the marriage, the Niflheim Empire attacks the Kingdom of Lucius and takes the kingdom's crystal. It is then Noctis' duty to retrieve the crystal and bring it back to where it rightfully belongs. The Niflheim Empire is led by this man, Emperor Idola Aldercapt. Not much is known about him, however we do know he is a villain and could potentially be the final boss in the game. His empire is the enemy nation of the game, and Noctis and his companions will have to fight against them to take back the Kingdom of Lucius' crystal. From what we've seen in the game, it seems that the Niflheim Empire's army is mostly comprised of robots. The main theme of the game is bonds. The focus of Final Fantasy 15 is to illuminate the importance of relationships. In the game, the relationship between friends, father and son, and loved ones will be displayed. So maybe some of you guys are wondering who Stella is and what does she have to do anything with Luna? Well, Stella was the main character in Final Fantasy Versus 13, but when the game was rebranded, Stella was replaced with Luna, meaning that Stella no longer exists and Luna will take over her role. There are some similarities between the two, but there are some major differences. A similarity is that both Stella and Luna were childhood friends of Noctis, but Stella from Versus 13 was shown in trailers to be an antagonist, while the Luna we know in Final Fantasy 15 is considered to be an ally. Another difference is that Luna in Final Fantasy 15 is an oracle, someone who has the power to communicate with the gods, unlike Stella. There is no official reason why Square Enix decided to replace Stella, but there was a director switch, and it seems that the new director, Hajime Tabata, wanted to take a different approach with the character. Unlike most of the Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 15 will have a combat system in real time rather than it being turn-based, meaning the combat system will have the same structure as in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. The battle system will add new features, such as co-op actions between Noctis and his other members, and furthermore, when fighting enemies, the player will be able to decide what strategy they want to take into combat. In an interview with Tabata, he said that there are multiple ways of dealing with some enemies, which include bosses. I'm pretty hyped up about this because it seems that the player will be given the freedom to experiment in combat. In the gameplay trailer we received in E3 2016, we saw that Final Fantasy 15 will incorporate a slow motion mode into combat. This will be called Wait Mode. While in combat, a player can pause the game and turn Wait Mode on in the options menu. and when the player turns on wait mode, time is frozen, allowing the player to decide and strategize the best plan for attacking. Also, when in wait mode, all combat actions are still available, which means the player can still direct how to use Noctis' party members. Wait mode isn't unlimited though, as players will have a time limit while using it. To be completely honest, I feel that this is a really good addition to combat, as it will give inexperienced players a chance to learn how combat works in the game while providing a fresh sense of strategy for more of the experienced players. The weapons in Final Fantasy XV will be unlike anything we've ever seen in past Final Fantasy games. In Final Fantasy XV, Noctis will have a variety of weapons which include swords, daggers, lancers, firearms, spells, and many more. The player will have to set 4 main weapons and can switch from weapon to weapon on the D-pad. Players can also customize patterns that will create a chain of combos with different weapons. Weapons in the game can be created as well as upgraded with the materials you find while playing the game. In addition to the Wait Mode trailer, there was another trailer in E3 that showcased that players can use the PlayStation VR to experience virtual reality. While using the VR system, you will play as Prompto, one of Noctis' friends. Players will use a gun in combat while playing as him. This is a nice little addition they added, but players can only use the VR system in specific battles. They will not be able to use it throughout the entirety of the game. Transportation has always been one of the most important things in Final Fantasy games. It is no different in Final Fantasy XV. Regalia is the main transportation vehicle in the game. Regalia is a black convertible and can be upgraded to become an airship as well. The open world of Final Fantasy XV is massive, so players can set something like a waypoint and the car will be put on auto drive, but the player can choose to drive if they want to. Additionally, the trunk of the car will act as a party storage. There's an anime called Brotherhood Final Fantasy XV, and it is scheduled to have a total of 6 episodes, but as of right now, only 3 episodes have come out. The anime focuses on the backstory of the relationships between Noctis and other characters. I'm really enjoying it as it gives a taste of certain characters' personal lives and history. I also find it quite funny and surprising. Besides the anime, Kingsglaive Final Fantasy XV is a movie that takes place parallel to the opening events of Final Fantasy XV. The movie's protagonist will be Regis Lucius Callum, the father of Noctis, and will show what happened in the peace treaty. This movie is set to come out on August 19th this year in the US. My biggest advice for you guys is to have your popcorn ready, as this game is going to have a long story. The director, Hajime Tabata, said the game's main story would take 40 to 50 hours to complete, and would take 200 hours to fully complete the game with all its side quests. He said he wanted this game to be lengthy because people have been waiting for this game for a long time, which I'm not even going to deny. This concludes my top 13 things you should know about Final Fantasy XV. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below on what you're most looking forward to in the game, and please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. See you guys in the next one.